Who could forget? Who could forget the famous line? Who could forget the famous Brie Larson line about white guys and how she doesn't care what they have to think? Now, obviously, over the years, I've grown to be Brie Larson's number one fan. In fact, I have probably the second or third most videos praising Brie Larson. Everyone knows I'm a huge Brie Larson fan, maybe the biggest ever. And I think that those videos I made on her were lucrative enough financially for me to build a beautiful shed in her honor. And everyone knows it was called the Brie Shed. Sadly, I no longer own that home or my Brie Shed. So hopefully, I'm hoping the Marvels brings us a lot of cringe. But just to throw a little, just a little throwback to what Brie Larson said about white men.
Do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him. I want to know what that film meant to women of color, to biracial women, to teen women of color, to teens that are biracial. And for the third time, I don't hate white dudes. These are just facts. These are not my feelings. And I'm really sorry, Lindsay. Please don't kill me. I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in.
Now, if we look at that from a very charitable decision, she was trying to comment on whether or not, there were too many white guy movie reviewers. That's what it was, okay? But now, Nia DaCosta, she is the director of the new Marvels movie that is doomed to fail. It is so doomed indeed that I will be extremely confident when I say this movie will lose between $100 and $150 million. Now, the director, perhaps trying to spin up some promotion for the movie, said that she was surprised by all the respect she got from, quote, middle-aged white dudes. Isn't that weird to walk around life being a racist? Being like, oh, it's a white guy, so he's inherently bad. But good credit for not being an evil racist. That's the headline now. Now, Nia DaCosta is a nobody director, a diversity hire director for Disney. And that's really what Disney does. The directors are really kind of irrelevant. They're just another tool to market a film. And so because they're so formulaic, any idiot could direct a Marvel movie. So far, filmmaker Nia DaCosta has had a short but highly praised time in the world of cinema. MCU outing The Marvels as their first step into a blockbuster superhero film, and ultimately offered the director a very different experience when working on the film. There was one element in particular that brought her a lot of satisfaction. DaCosta began her career back in 2009 with the short-form film The Black Girl Dies Last, which was followed by 3 productions of that same format, Night and Day, Celeste, and Livelihood. Nobody's seen any of these movies. Her first feature film was 2018's Little Woods, a drama starring Tessa Thompson, Lily James, and nobody saw that either. In 2021, she was chosen to direct the sequel to the classic Candyman, which again, no one wanted to see because it was about gentrification, apparently. I don't know if it was any good. I'm a huge horror film movie fan. I really did kind of want to see that. But it was, once I knew Nia DaCosta was directing it, I know they brought back the original actor for the Candyman too, I think, which was awesome, a cool move. I suppose if he wasn't black, they probably wouldn't have done that, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, there is no doubt that her upcoming project from the MCU will mark a before and after in her career. She began working behind the camera. DaCosta had some bad experiences on set because she wasn't allowed to choose the entire crew herself, something she was able to change for the Marvels. In the interview with Vanity Fair, the director shared that one of the things she enjoyed the most on working on set was getting respect from middle-aged white dudes. I realized it wasn't ever going to be about how much power I amassed, or how great are the movies I made, or if I won awards. It was always just going to be the people I surrounded myself with. The thing that I've been most surprised by lately is how much respect I'm getting from these middle-aged white dudes I work with. Yeah, because obviously her opinion of white people is defaulted to them being racist and disrespectful to black people. That's her. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Am I wrong about this? In my opinion, what she's really saying is middle-aged white dudes are racist, and I got lucky, and I'm surprised that these ones aren't. Candyman was a project that got the filmmaker the recognition she now enjoys. However, she had several conflicts with several members of the team from whom she received mistreatment in relation to her gender, age, and race. Well, of course it had to be her gender, age, and race. What else could it have been? What else could it have been? She said crew members would say things that were super inappropriate that you would just never say to anyone else because they were specific to my gender, my race, and my age. I mean, it sounds like she probably has a you problem. Now, again, when this stuff comes up, I'm never someone to, I'm never going to say that, that's crazy. There's no racist people on earth. Of course there are. And is it entirely possible that somebody made some weird, cringy comment about her hair or something like that? Sure, it's possible. But it reveals herself as her default setting is that white men are racist and going to let her down. Unfortunately for her, we represent about 75% of the people that pay to see Marvel movies. This is how this works in the media. If she fails, it's because of racism. If she didn't fail, it was a stunning success in spite of racism. That's how the media will do it. Or womanhood. It will have nothing to do, she's right, it will have nothing to do with her race or her gender, or whether or not she makes a good movie. It'll be about her race, and it will always be about her race. And guess what? This movie's going to fail miserably. Now, I'm not saying that people won't see this movie, because they will. It's not like, if this movie made less than $600 million, I would be shocked. The original Captain Marvel movie made $1 billion because they marketed it as required reading, essentially, for the biggest movie of all time, Avengers Endgame. But you have, the thing is, Brie Larson's The Marvel becomes Marvel's most expensive film of Phase 5 with a $270 million budget. $270 million budget. What's nuts about this is that it could also cost, according to this, new Brie Larson movie costs $140 million more than reported, could finally sink Marvel for good. The Marvels will actually be one of the most expensive movies produced by the studio, and very possibly the final straw that breaks the back in one of the most dominant franchises in cinema history. As we reported, The Marvels was estimated to cost around $130 million, which is expensive for your average film, but actually one of the lowest budget movies produced by a Disney-owned studio. However, Forbes now reports that recent financial filings by Marvel Studios indicate that Brie Larson movie cost $275 million to make over the course of 2 years, more than double what is previously thought. Now, The real budget from this becomes, you take that $275 million and then you double it to include the marketing and post-production and all that kind of stuff. So you're at $550 million break even. Now they say $440 million, but everyone always forgets the marketing. So $550 million to break even. Now, remember that movie theaters, that Disney only gets half of what the box office says it is, which means that this movie will need to make somewhere between, let's go to the low, $800 to $900 million to break even. $800 to $900 million. And you've got a race-baiting director and an actress who already has left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. Good luck. You're gonna need it.